rain today, but Becky, every day I think we're going to have a little rain, and we could use it too.
I know.
Keeping our fingers crossed, maybe we can have a little shower so that our plants can be watered. And
but we did have a little bit. It's funny because there was remember on Winnie the Pooh, the little black rain clouds?
Yeah.
There were certain areas that did get a little bit of rain, and I happened to be one of those, and I had the convertible open, and so.
Was that yesterday?
Yesterday, yes.
Oh, we did not, and I saw that dark cloud kind of over in your direction, and we did not get the rain.
Well, you're over there in the land of milk and honey, and I'm over there.
We're among the trees, so it may have hit. We just didn't feel it.
Yeah, because it was just a little bit of a light rain. I would like to, if I was ordering, I would have ordered a little bit more. I would have supersized it. I would have upsized it because my flowers need it. But it was. I didn't realize actually that it didn't even happen, and I had saw other areas that had it, but then I saw my cup holders and they filled with rain, so I realized that it had rained.
Well, we're hoping for a little more, but showers. We want them to come and go. So
absolutely. And Denise, I want to thank our sponsors before we jump in here: Walmart, Meadowview Healthcare Center, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Kentucky, and Cat and Core, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, and thank you to them. We are already on to the 29th day. Isn't that crazy, of June?
It is amazing.
Right. We're going to be talking with Alicia Thompson from our health department and get caught up with all the things going on in our area here. But today is Feast of St. Peter and Paul.
Okay.
This is also Hug Holiday.
All right.
Denise, you're a hugger.
I am a hugger. Yeah.
Me too.
So I can celebrate that easily enough.
Me too. I love a good hug. This is also National Almond Butter Crunch Day.
That sounds tasty. I could celebrate that.
Me too. National Camera Day.
Okay, I like my camera.
National Waffle Iron Day.
Okay.
And those are the holidays for the day.
All right.
Yay, so
Sounds
celebrate.
Like a good day to celebrate.
Absolutely. And we're going to celebrate because by phone we do have a very, very busy lady. We have our own health department nurse, Alicia Thompson. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning.
Of course, this is Becky, and I have Denise with us.
Hello.
So happy to talk to you, Alicia.
Thank you. You too.
So it's been a minute since we've got to talk to you, Alicia, and all the things that are going on in the health department. And of course, we've got some new news about the state kind of ending the COVID testing on Wednesday. So could you kind of just jump right in and let's kind of go back also to where we're at right now from maybe a year ago.
Oh my goodness, we've seen huge changes for the better.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, our numbers are a lot lower. We are now in the blue category. The state did say they were going to start shutting down all their Optum sites, and those Optum sites were the ones that were doing all the COVID testing that they had set up around. That doesn't mean that all testing will be gone by any means. We have plenty of providers' offices that are able to now also do the testing. So, unfortunately, I mean, everyone's outside for the most part, and not nearly as spreadable outside as it is indoors, so that's a good thing.
Right. And as far as the, when you're talking about the testing, and I'm glad to hear that there are sites, of course, that will stay open. Is that correct? Am I hearing that correct?
Yes,
okay.
With the providers' offices, just not the Optum sites that the state had set up initially. Those are the ones that are going to be closing. They've finished their contract with those sites. So, like in Washington County, just off the top of my head, Schneck Medical Center down by Subway does testing by appointment and at the provider's discretion. Salem Community Medical Center, which is located behind LifeSpring, will also do testing by appointment at the provider's discretion. I know there's other places that do. I can't think of them at the moment. You can still go to the state site, the ISDH site, and it will still show you. There's a map that'll show you the different testing sites that you can utilize.
Okay. And then how do you feel about over the counter? We know now you can get over the counter.
same time, it makes me very hesitant because it is not a comfortable test. It has to go quite a ways up in the nose, so I don't know how many people are actually going to put it where it needs to go to actually swab themselves. So that could give a lot of false negatives, but it's also very helpful for those that are doing it properly to know their results.
Right.
Well, and I know, Alicia, with the Abbott testing with the over-the-counter, if someone does report positive on that, then do they contact you all just as if it were being done in a facility, or how does that work as far as with testing?
That's a very good question. So the state was very hesitant about those self-testing also, and I don't know if they ever came up with any type of rules or put in anything in that kit to where they are supposed to turn their results into. We no longer get those results for positives. It all goes through the state because they've set up their own facility where they have their call center, and those people will then notify them of any education they need, their quarantine time frames, get them whatever work releases they need. So I really don't know exactly how that's supposed to go on. At one point when we first started, yes, we were getting all the positives, and the state had put out what they call a toolkit, this neat little thing they had online, and it had everything we needed in it as far as reading off their education to them, knowing what the time frames were for everything, having the work release or school release, or just all the different files we had to fill out and things we had to tell them, and they kept it up to date. Well, we no longer have access to that when they had taken over all those positives. So I'm kind of lost on that one.
But as far as also with the vaccinations, you're still doing them in your office?
This is our last week we are doing the COVID vaccines, but there are still plenty of places here in town that are doing them. We have our Walgreens site will do them, Walmart, and CVS. All of them are by appointment, though, so you'll have to contact those facilities to find out how to sign up. I believe most of them are online.
I do want to say that I know personally on Walmart, they are really, if someone is having trouble with online, they are really, their pharmacy at Walmart is helping them fill out and helping them get their appointment. So, so if anybody's hesitant on that, they will help you out so that you can do that.
And as far as our percentage, Alicia, do you have some idea as far as what the percentage of our population was vaccinated, fully vaccinated?
We are somewhere around the low 40%, and I hate to even say that because there's certain part of our county that is even lower than that. That's just going to be an average. We had parts that were only like 15% vaccinated also, and others that were even higher. But our average is a very low 40%.
Okay.
And so Alicia, I know our numbers are going down. Going down, and I know that's we give praise and happiness about that. And of course, from every a year ago today, we couldn't hardly see the end of this, down the tunnel. So what a blessing we're here today. But it really saddens me. We did have a death recently from COVID in our community. Is that something that we take into account, or is that something that we still need to make sure people understand that it's still real?
Absolutely. This Delta variant that's going around is apparently a lot more transmittable and a lot stronger of a variant of this virus. And of course, it is attacking the much younger people. I can't say that it's just because it's younger people. It could be because the older generations have already got their vaccine, so they aren't as susceptible to getting it. But yes, we have people, I'm talking like teenagers through 40 years old that are being hospitalized in the ICU because of this now. And that was almost kind of unheard of at the beginning of all this a year ago.
Right. And tell us a little bit about this variant. Tell us like the symptoms and what we know about it so far.
it all seems to be about the same type of symptoms. Typically, you would think that younger people have higher immune systems if they don't have any pre-existing conditions, but in this case, like I said, you can't directly link it because of their age. It could just be because of the older people have been vaccinated, but the symptoms are the same. So you might think it's just a cold or flu, might look like allergy symptoms, stuffiness, runny nose, sore throat. It could be severe, such as bleeding disorders, trouble breathing. If anything seems like you cannot control it, treat the symptoms there are. So if you're getting dehydrated, drink plenty more fluids. If you have a headache, take your Tylenol or your ibuprofen. If you have the runny nose or stuffy nose, find something over the counter to treat it. When something starts getting out of your control and the symptoms are not responding to your medication, you need to contact your primary care provider and call them and let them know what's going on so they can help make the best decision for your health on what the next step is.
So on this, so what about like for the congestion? Because I have heard a lot of people talking about, and how do you know? Like you're saying, it's such a fine line to know if it's allergies or if it's congestion. But the congestion part, is that something to try over counter first? And then what exactly kind of a treatment do they do? Is it similar to the I guess the breathing treatments, or what do they do? I guess for some of this.
That all depends on how severe it is. So you're going to try over-the-counter treatments, and if they're not working, that's why you have to contact your primary care so they can be like, okay, you typically have allergies. We'll wait a few more days. You stay home away from everybody. Or if they're like, okay, your oxygen saturation is much too low. We need to see you and start either respiratory treatments or send you to the hospital, or they're going to delve farther into your health history and find the best treatment plan. What's the next step to help you and try and minimize this so it doesn't get any worse any faster.
And Alicia,
because it's allergy season. Everybody has so many of these symptoms. They overlap so much. Yeah. So, I mean, get vaccinated. That's going to help cut down. We know that it's probably not COVID because you're now fully vaccinated, so you are covered over 90% against getting this virus, and then it'd be a lot easier to chalk it up to summer cold or your allergies.
And Alicia, with like people do feel that they have the symptoms, and let's say they probably need to get tested. Is that right? Just because?
Yes.
Are many people from here trying within that 10-day frame to get the monoclonal infusion, or how is that all working? Are there people here that are administering that? Does our hospital do it, or
not being administered here? And that is up to the doctor and then the state regulations on who can get those monoclonal antibodies. And I'm not real good about that because
could you explain
where they're doing those infusions?
Could you explain what that is for our listeners?
So they're giving you some antibodies to the virus itself so that it helps stop the virus from continuing to grow in your body and making you even sicker. But they have so many regulations on you have to have had these symptoms, and it has to have been within this amount of days, and you couldn't have had X, Y, or Z before, and they're really strict about who can and can't have it. So they save it for those that really need it, and it doesn't get wasted on those that it's not actually going to help.
I know my cousin, who is my age, and we were raised together, except she was in Cincinnati and came on holidays, but she did acquire the virus right after Christmas, she and her husband both, and she had heart surgery the year prior, but they were 8 days from in that window and did receive the monoclonal infusion in Cincinnati. And I think it was an amazing thing as far as, how well it helped and stopped the progression of the disease. But I just wondered that as far as who gets it and how that's determined.
So as far as I know, it's not being done at all in our county, but our area doctors do know where it can be done. And when their patient meets all the requirements, they have been excellent about sending them where they need to with their order to start those treatments. And I believe most of the time they're able to do them as outpatient treatments. So the patient will just go to the hospital, get their infusion, and go home and continue to rest. And it's amazing how fast that they are able to start to recover after receiving those antibodies.
Right, that's what they noticed also. They still have a lingering, and this was at the end of December, but still have no taste. My cousin still has no taste, and her husband still has an awful cough. But they said that could last up to maybe 2 years with the cough. But
I mean, it's scarring your lungs. It's very hard for your lungs to try and recover. And after it's had all that scar tissue, there's lots of people that they may never go back to what they fully were before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you did an amazing job, you and your team, and I just can't tell you as far as my feeling and having the vaccination and just the more freedom that you feel. And it's hard to get over having a year long of caution to be out and about. I mean, I still wear my mask in certain situations inside and closed areas, but just the feeling of freedom, and you guys just did an amazing job, and hats off to your whole crew.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. I do want to go back, and yes, and Alicia, I gave absolute praise, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Hoosier Uplands, they do a lot of things in the 5 counties that they serve, and we were talking about the great things that they've done. But we were talking about how the information was so hard, because you would give something, and then they would change the update, because this was so much the unknown, and everybody was trying to give information when we knew it, but also how accurate it was at the time. It could change, within an hour or two, right?
Yes, I felt like our heads were spinning. It was something off a horror movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as we tell someone something, suddenly there was an update, and you had to call everyone back and send them their updates, and it made us kind of look incompetent, but thank you for everyone that held on, because we were all learning at the same time. There was so much information and constantly changing as they were doing more and more research. And
and I'm sure that the uncertainty is still there. I mean, it's still ever changing. That's the weird thing about it all.
Well, and as a news source, that was something that I said, you want to be credible, but like you said, Alicia, when you post or you say something, then in 2 hours it changes. There's not a consistency. So I think we've all, had to, get our, I just really want to clarify that for everybody, that, that when you receive information, you try to get it out, and you try to get it to, to, like you did, to us and to the community. And then what we did was try to get it out to our listeners, and then it could change within an hour or two, and you have to retract or try to explain that that was changed. So I just want to clarify that and explain that we were all trying to give information and do our best at reporting and keeping everybody informed. And I just wanted to go over that. So
we all did our absolute best.
Absolutely. I got a question though. Going back to now that let's say that we are kind of doing where maybe you're not seeing as much mask, and we know that actually places are saying that you don't have to wear a mask anymore, and kind of that. So with this new variant, have I read or have I heard, are they asking people to kind of go back to the mask, or what do you think? What do you I know that's kind of, again, talking about putting you on a teeter-totter of whether we're going to have to change this, but what do you see coming up, I guess?
I think they're still trying to just stick to whatever your county color is at the moment, and with us being blue, and so many of the other counties also having their numbers lessened, I don't foresee them going back to mask anytime soon. I hope not at all. such as like fall and winter when everyone's starting to be cooped up and closer to each other indoors and it's easier to spread it. I really hope that we don't ever have to go back to that. But it has lessened not just COVID, but all viruses that are spread through droplets and airborne. And we've seen the numbers for all the cold and flu and everything has drastically reduced just from the extra safety precautions. So it is a hassle. It is something new and out of our routine, but it didn't have to be negative. It's good in many ways because it's lessened so many things, and I don't know, it's just all how we think about it.
I agree.
Well, I have a question too about with the vaccinations being 12 and up, and with maybe by November or so, are we seeing where that is going to be lowered as far as the vaccinations, possibly to a 12 to 9? Or and then I have a question also, not to open a can of worms, but what do you foresee as far as with the recommendation of having children wear the masks who are not where it is they are not vaccinated? What do you foresee for schools as far as masking for children?
Okay, so both Pfizer and Moderna are both in their testing phases to do younger ages. At this point for Pfizer, it is 12 and up. Moderna is still the 18 and up. So both of them are working on getting it lowered even further by doing their testing and all their research. And they do both foresee that they hope they have it all done by fall to start doing those younger children. As far as the schools, state initially, here's one of those where we flip constantly. Initially, they told us that as of June 1st, all school boards can start making their own decisions as far as masks. They did put out recommendations. They do want children wearing masks on buses because they cannot keep them socially distanced. But as far as inside schools, state said June 1st, the school boards get to start making all decisions for their own school. They have now changed that. It's still the school board gets the decision, but for whatever reason they said, okay, never mind, make that July 1st. July 1st, all the school boards get to start making decisions for their schools. So they have put out their recommendations for what they would like to foresee all the schools doing, and saying that they want the mask on all those kids on the buses, but each school board gets to make the decision for what's best for their school now. So that, I feel that's a positive. And I do see that, well, I feel all of our schools are going to make the correct decisions in still trying to reduce transmission and keep everyone a little more spread out so that they don't continuously have all these kids out. It was hurting the school's numbers. I mean, they want those kids in school. That helps them meet all their numbers they need to. That helps the students learn as much information as they can so they can be successful in the future. They know that the virtual was not the best option, but when you're being told that's what has to happen when so many people are sick or out or your numbers are too high, that's just what they had to do at that point. So,
right. And I know from a school board point of view, I've already been contacted and called and messaged and asked about, what direction we're going to go. And we have not actually, we're going to do some studies on it. Like you said, Alicia, this is not any decision that anybody is making in authority or anything. Everyone has to, I guess I go back always to Rotary, is it fair to all concerned? Are we doing the best? And that's something that, we're going to have to make the best decision. And of course, time is going to show us, what direction to go in.
And then I'm sure that all these decisions will also be fluid.
Yeah.
All the information will continue to change. All the numbers will continue to change. There'll probably be decisions that will have to be changed to accommodate everything that's happening at that time. So
I think at school, anybody, at 3:15 or, when the bell rings and everyone's done, I think everyone every day took a deep breath. Will there be a tomorrow? Because everybody, you just took it day by day.
Yes. Yep.
And also, the kids are so used to wearing their masks now. I mean, it's put your mask up. And there's, with our kids anyway, they just don't squabble a whole lot about that because they're kind of conditioned into doing it. So it's an easier question as far as what to do, as far as, if they have to go back to wearing them or whatever. But those kids are so resilient, and it's amazing how they've adapted to the masks.
Absolutely. The kids have done, I mean, they're great. They didn't complain. They have been better at it than all the adults have been. And they are a direct product of their environment. So if the adult closest to them was not complaining about it and just put it on, then that's what that child did. Of course, we did have those kids that fought a little bit, but I mean, if everyone at school was wearing their masks and they weren't complaining about it, then neither were those kids. But when they went home, if that parent complained about it, I'm sure those kids were going out in public, helping run errands with that one also. So it's just, they're going to learn about whatever's closest to them, and then that's the way they're going to act. And I'm just very glad that for the most part, all of them did exceptionally well.
The children did fantastic. Yeah, I have to agree 100%. I want to say that just, loud and proud, because the children were fantastic and they did a great job. And, and I think they have been, they know this is the way to go. And therefore they, I think they were happy about being able to be at school and being together.
Yes. Yep. It helped make their life and their daily activities just a little more routine by keeping that on.
Absolutely.
I have a question too, Alicia, about the Delta variant. Is that becoming prevalent in our county also, and how much of that are you seeing in our county?
I have not seen any numbers for this week, but yes, we do have that variant also. I believe we were up to 3 different variants of the virus for our county the last time I looked. So the state has come up with some type of formula to how many people they send those tests off to check for the variants. And I know that we had one of the highest number of variants, only 3 variants, but highest number of people that have come up positive and with a variant compared to all surrounding counties.
Oh, yikes. And what have you seen as far as because I know with the 1-dose Pfizer, what I've read is that it is a lower effective rate against the virus. Have you seen that true here? Have you seen where people have said, well, I got vaccinated, but I have a light case of the COVID? What have you seen as far as with that? We've had 3 people report to us that they were positive after getting their 1 dose, but the state has only had 1 person turned into them for our county that shows they were positive after their dose. The state did put out something last week that stated that only those that were getting the 2 dose were going to be really protected against all these variants. I know that's not quite good news for those that went and got the Pfizer. At least they have some immunity, but not as much as they fully could have. The Johnson & Johnson, it's better than nothing. I mean, as long as you get your vaccine, it's better than nothing, but they are a little more susceptible to all the variants. The Moderna and the Pfizer, they didn't call them outright, but those are the 2 that are the 2 doses, and they were the most effective against all the variants. And what do you see down the road as far as a booster? Are we going to be looking at that in the late fall, or do you have any information on the booster?
The state has yet to say anything to us about a booster. I do foresee that there probably will be one, and it'll probably be fall or after. Fall's going to come up pretty soon, so I would hope that we'd start hearing about something about that really soon. But as soon as we definitely know something, we will get that information out as quickly as we can.
Awesome.
Well, yeah.
Well, Alicia, so as far as the health department, this is your last week. Is that what I'm hearing as far as the shots, or let's kind of go back and recap?
So this Thursday and Friday will be the last days we have our COVID clinic.
Okay.
We are going to go back to doing our daily routine of trying to get all these kids and adults with their regular vaccinations, because we sure don't want any other pandemics coming up from something we are able to prevent. The numbers on school vaccines are down 80%. So please make sure you are fully vaccinated, your children are fully vaccinated against all the regular vaccines that you're able to get, because they're horrible if we had a pandemic with something else that we were able to prevent in the first place.
Absolutely. Well, and realize, and I hate to be, I know any school kids that are listening are going to be, like, why did she say that? But we're only like 6 weeks or 5 weeks away before school, so that's it. This is the time when to get, like, if you need to get any shots done, that's awesome that that's going to kind of open that up a little bit more for that, right?
Yes, and appointments fill up fast, so don't wait till right before school. You're not going to be able to get an appointment. You can call your doctor's office. You can call up here. Most children, generally, they get their vaccines as infants and toddlers, and then they will have vaccines to start kindergarten. They will have vaccines to go into 6th grade, and then again into 12th. We do have lots of children in our community that are greatly behind because of this pandemic, and one reason or another that they just haven't stayed caught up. So that's another good reason to not wait till the last minute to find out if your child's fully up to date on all their immunizations.
And I suppose in September or so you'll be starting flu shots?
Ours typically start sometime in October here.
Okay, one thing and then another. You're a busy girl.
We are trying to do our best to keep everyone healthy and not catch anything they don't have to have.
Absolutely.
Well, let's switch gears here. Off of the vaccinations and off of the COVID. Let's talk about the bird sickness and what you're seeing in the county as far. I did read where 40 counties in Indiana now have witnessed the dead birds or sick birds, and they are encouraging people to take down their bird feeders, also to watch your pets around any sort of dead bird that may be in your yard, and they're also sending out guidelines and warnings to poultry farmers. What are you seeing as far as that goes?
I haven't had anyone that has actually called here about it. If anyone does have any questions or concerns, the DNR website is where you turn in the information. I know that I personally have actually taken a picture of a bird I found in my yard that looked like nothing was wrong with it, but it was laying dead right there. So I submitted my entry to them so they can just learn more. I don't think they know too much about it at the moment, so just if everyone could submit anything they find that's unusual to them so they can learn more. You don't know how susceptible that is. They don't know if it's transmittable to other animals, hence why they want you to try and keep your pets away from it, or if it's transmittable to humans. So all viruses mutate and can become transmittable to other species. So we need to just get them the information as soon as we find it. Put as much detail as you can. If you see that happening, please just turn in your entry to them along with your picture so they can investigate and try and prevent this. I mean, there's been outbreaks of bird flu before, and nobody wants any other pandemics going on.
And I did read that they were also telling people that if you do see a dead bird in your yard or lying around, to be sure and use a glove, not to, really touch the bird, except if you have a barrier between you. And, that's, who can imagine, our songbirds not being able to feed. I'm a big bird feeder, so, I just can't believe that we're having this problem now, but.
Yeah,
anyway.
This time of year they're not going to go hungry, so just do our part. Take your bird feeder in, scrub it with a bleach solution. Don't put it back out right now.
And Denise actually has a buffet for all the cats in the neighborhood because she does such a good job with her birds normally. But that, I mean, that's really something to really pay attention to. I've seen a lot on social media where they, a lot of discussions about I've not personally witnessed. I do want to give a report that all of my birds are doing wonderful, but I do, I have seen where a lot of people are experiencing the dead birds in their yard. Would that have anything to do with the cicadas, you think?
I wouldn't think so. I don't know.
I just didn't know if that would be. And Denise,
I wouldn't think so, because if that were the case, you would think that every 17 years you would see a problem with the birds then. And the cicadas themselves seemed very healthy this year, so
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, mine were very healthy for sure. Denise, tell because Denise and I talked a little before we went on the air, and she was giving me some information on this. But tell a little bit, like some of the birds that what they look like when they are like.
Well, and Alicia probably knows this also, but I think the birds are maybe where they have swollen eyes and a discharge of their eyes. Their eyes may be closed, but to have the dead birds, that's pretty obvious. But I did read something, Alicia, that I thought was kind of interesting. Of course, it's like you said, they have no clue yet. But I guess just somebody thought that it could be possibly, the cicadas have that infection where their tail dropped off. and it was some sort of, disease that created that with the cicada, where possibly that could be part of it. But then that was just a guess, because I think they're just reaching for the solution on this bird thing. So I don't know. It's sure strange. And I know that our birds really ate well about a month ago. With the cicadas in the yard. But
you know more about it than I do. I haven't been up to date on any of that, other than just seeing or hearing on the news that it was happening. So
I think that it's just far-reaching, and they really just don't know yet, like you said.
Yeah, but it's good information, and definitely, I think it's good to bring attention to this, because if you do come across the bird, and I think that's, if the, the eyes or the, you see, that, and again, and I guess pick it up with a glove, but then where do you put it then? I mean.
So use your glove or your Walmart or JC bags over your hands, and then stick it in several other JC or Walmart bags and tie them up close and stick them in the garbage, I guess, because you don't want any other animal getting a hold of that.
Right.
Well, and for poultry farmers, how scary is this? Because it's I'm sure everyone is worried at this point as far as having chickens, and but.
Yeah, I mean,
you never run out of things to worry about, Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia, you've definitely got job security. There's enough going on, right? Always something around the river bend.
Life job change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it always changes, definitely. Very interesting. But as far as, okay, so are we the only state experiencing this, or are there other states that are experiencing this that we know of?
I don't know. Just when I saw it on TV, I know that they were telling us to contact Indiana's DNR. So, and I know that was a Kentucky station, so I'm not sure. Right. But being so close to Kentucky, I would think that if it's not there yet, it unfortunately probably will be soon.
Mm-hmm. I think that originally I heard about it in Kentucky, and that's been a few weeks ago. But it's we're all connected, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, and that's the truth, because we are so close, and and that's something that I was thinking, because you said how many counties? You said in Indiana, was it 40 counties?
40 counties have reported sick or dying birds, and we're one of those. So
well, I just think it's important then for anyone listening, whatever county you're in, if you do come up, and that would be go to the DNR website. Is that what you said, Alicia?
Yes, and they have where you can select that you have seen a sick or dead animal, and then it's going to ask you what type of animal it is, and it has a list of those. It also has the other option if you're not sure if that's a songbird or not, or if a deer, it has all kinds of species on there.
Right, well, I did see a turtle, but I didn't know if that was because he was trying to get to water and didn't make it, or didn't make it across the road, but I don't
Did you see him in the middle of the road?
No, he was at the side, but I kept trying to say, "Move, Mr. Turtle," but he did not move. So, anyway, that was very sad because I really want them to get across the road very safely.
Oh,
But I know. But then I saw a bunny that didn't make it, but that was another reason. I mean, there's another reason why he didn't make it.
well, that could have been a turtle playing possum also.
Well, I kept thinking, I wondered if they did that, but no, Denise, I messed with him long enough. He was not coming to, no. I couldn't have saved him. I could not save him. But it is something to definitely, and with the turtle, now the bunny, I know why, and people are eating breakfast, so I'm trying to be gentle on that. But the turtle, that might be something too to report, I guess, because if it is something that birds and turtles and and other animals are affected, of course, before too long we'll be having deer hunting, we'll be having of course our hunters, squirrels or whatever, and these are things to take into account for people that are going out and doing hunting. In our area, we have so many different hunting people that hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So those are things to take into account and kind of understand, I guess.
I guess I have one more question too, and Becky and I have talked about this, Alicia, and I know this is probably DNR, but since you're the closest thing to it this morning, our snake population has seemed to increase this year. Have you noticed that?
I didn't hear what you said. It had cut out. What increased this year?
Population has increased.
Population as in
snake.
Or snake. Ooh.
Oh yeah, they're really bad. Yeah.
Oh, do they don't eat cicadas too, do they?
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they said. The reason, now this is what I heard, and Denise, this is not this is not expert, but I heard that's the reason we do have so many snakes is because of the cicadas. That is they dine on cicadas.
Ugh. I just stay away from them. I know that they're good keeping my rodent and other populations down that I don't want anything to do with. So I just stay away from that snake and hope they stay away from me.
I'm with you on that.
Me too. But they're I've never seen so many snakes. This is the year of the snakes. I don't know why, if it is the cicadas, if that's it, then another 17 years I'll be happy that we don't have so many. But actually, in a lot of our walking trails, and I really want to make sure that people know, I want to encourage people to keep walking, but some of our in-town walking trails have had an abundance of snakes that are around them.
Just give them a wide berth and keep going.
Yeah. Well, I think if you like if they hear the ground move, they'll move. So I step big.
Yeah. But as you come near them.
Yeah. Make sure the ground moves so that they realize that they don't want to be around you actually, but sometimes your paths cross. So walk with a big stick or something. Make make a pounding sound. So that
march down the trail so they'll feel your vibrations and think you're their predator.
Exactly. That's what my suggestion to do. Yeah. But it is something, and we are actually into summer and getting more involved, and we encourage people to get outdoors and get hiking, get moving, but just be careful in the area you're in.
Yeah.
All right, so we've come a long way, baby, and from June of last year, here we are this year, Alicia, and it's and what a blessing that we are making strides and making progress and going forward with everything.
Yes, and I hope we just continue on the right path and continue to see positive things happen.
And just to recap, you're saying parents, get your child vaccinated for the normal childhood diseases that you have before you start school, and also you're going to be open for Thursday and Friday. Is this correct, for the COVID vaccine? And if people are listening and they have not received that vaccination yet for COVID, do they still go to the state website to sign up? How is all that working?
So as far as our COVID site here, yes, they can sign up through the state site to register themselves and make an appointment. We do take walk-ins both of those days also from 8 a.m. to 11, and then from 1 to 3:30. I'm sorry, no, 1 to 3.
Right.
So either way, if they don't have access to the website to get on there and register themselves, they can do a walk-in. It's just going to take a little longer to get them all registered.
Okay. People, get your vaccinations. It's what keeps us all going, and the safety of others.
And if you are going to go, one more one more additive, if you are going to do the over-the-counter, make sure your ice water, is that when you know you've got it up there far enough? Listen, I almost said far enough.
Yes, your eyes probably will water. You may even gag.
Okay, if you're gagging and your eyes are watering, you know you're doing it right.
Follow those directions that come in that kit very closely.
Okay.
That's something every children wants to see their mom and dad do, right? Well, Alicia, keep up the great job. Washington County, our health department, and you are our Washington County health representative, and we appreciate you talking with us and keeping us in the know. And we've gotten very close. I think I value the friendship, and I know Denise does too. And we appreciate you coming on this morning and getting us some updates on information on and where we're at for sure in our county.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, keep up the great job, and congratulations, your daughter Lily, Miss T, Washington County. So proud of her.
You. Congratulations to you too.
Yeah.
They all did a wonderful job.
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to be fun to watch the year that they grow. Their growth it's going to be so exciting to watch. From the changes that they make within a year, for sure.
Oh yes.
So exciting time for sure. And we'll just keep going. And should we have anything else to update our listeners, please keep us in the know, and definitely we'll have you back on if any updates or any changes going on. Okay.
Sure will.
All right, we'll let you go, Alicia. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day, sweetie.
Thank you. You all too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, wonderful.
Oh, I was so excited when you said she was going to be on. Of course, we took her all over the board, didn't we?
I know. She's probably wore out. I thought we would let her go. You know what I mean? I figured she probably needs a little bit of a break after all that. But
probably.
But I do appreciate her being transparent and and answering and very, very involved in everything that we've asked. And I appreciate that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So Denise, I do want to kind of remind people too, and I'm going to try to get on this bandwagon. The blood drive today at Southern Hills Church from 2 to 7, and of course the American Red Cross, always in the summer, are really needing the blood. So reminding everybody, they're looking really for an O. I'm not O, but they're reading. I guess they're really needing is it O or O negative? But anybody,
I believe it's O positive.
O positive. Okay, of course.
I believe. Now I could be totally off. I am not an expert on this.
Well, that's not what I have, but I'll definitely give my best shot and give blood today. So to help out. So it's going to be today at Southern Hills Church from 2 to 7, and you just go to the American Red Cross and you can sign up. They do appointments so that everybody is kind of spread lightly, so it's not so many at once. So, So also reminding everybody about the big 4th of July going on at Pekin, and Pekin is known for their tradition, and of course they're going to be bringing us a good show. So reminding everybody, kicking off on Friday afternoon, there'll be vendors and rides. Saturday night will be the fireworks. Sunday will be activities going on, and then of course Monday will be the parade and the queen contest and the little ones, the little contest. So flea markets, vendors, there'll be music, so all kinds of activities going on. On Sunday, they'll have their music, and there'll be a fish dinner and registration for the baby contest. And I do believe they'll have the baby contest on Sunday. And I've got it all on my website if anybody, and of course, you can find more information on that out. So it's going to be an exciting time. So really starts off on Friday and ends on Monday. So Woo!
Well, and then the exciting part about it too, Becky, is that we are talking about the events that we had 2 years ago, and we kind of skip over last year and say, okay, that's kind of in our memory, but we're going forward to normalize our county. So that's a positive.
Absolutely. It says here that they need type O blood. They're in need for type O blood. I think they're always in need for type O though.
Yeah.
So you can register at redcrossblood.org to sign up, which I've done. So anyway, for anybody that's wanting to do that, I think they've got some open appointments. So if you can give the gift of life, give blood for sure. And Denise, I'm going to give some reports of our COVID reports. We kind of got out of the swing of that, but we're getting back into it a little bit.
Okay.
And it looks like as far as let's do Lawrence County, they had one new case. Jackson County had no new cases. James County, no new cases. Orange County, no new cases. Washington County had no new cases. I do want to say that our hearts go out to, we did have a death, another death. So we're up to 37 deaths and in our community. And of course, we just, our hearts go out to the families. In Scott County, they had no new cases. Clark County, no new cases. Floyd County, one new case. Harrison County, one new case, and Crawford County, no new cases. So, and in Washington County, we are actually 2.9%. So actually, we've gone down from, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, and we just want to remind everyone, Becky, Alicia said she's going to be there on Thursday and Friday of this week. They will take walk-ins for the vaccine. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, we're living proof. We survived it. It's the vaccine. We survived. So it is just your insurance for being not as sick if you do get the COVID, but also possibly with this new variant not getting it. So very important. It's important to your family. It's important to you. It's important to the community to have us get back on track. So, taking walk-ins, that's a great thing. And I hope they're just swamped because I hope people see this for the last chance at the health department to get in there and get your vaccination.
Right. And also, as far as school corporations, when they do start making the decisions, we'll report, because, all school boards have got some decisions to make now and see what direction that they feel best to move forward in.
Yeah. Well, Becky, it's I really am happy that we had her on because she does well, Alicia does, in answering the questions, and it was a good morning for those questions.
Right, and I was happy that we got her on a Tuesday. She's very difficult to. She kind of got other things. She's got a lot going on. She's got a full plate, and
right.
so I was happy to get her on a Tuesday because I knew that would be something that you would want to be a part of too. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
Well, and I appreciate you coming in on Tuesdays with us, Denise, and hanging out here, and you guys always have some good questions, and I appreciate you being a part of Coffee Club this morning and every Tuesday morning with us and everything. So
well, we have a big weekend coming up, and my kids will be coming over, and I'm hoping to get some here that haven't been here for many times in the last year. And of course, we're going to be seeing cookouts and fireworks around the community, and everyone just have a very safe time and have a wonderful 4th of July because we all have worked toward it from last year. So,
Denise, are you trying out any new recipes?
I am probably going to stick with my usual with the potato salad. And now my son-in-law, one of my son-in-laws, he uses a smoker, and I absolutely love when he smokes bologna. That sounds ridiculous, but it is so delicious. He will buy, it's about a 10-inch bologna loaf and smokes that, and it's slice, and it's one of my favorite meats. It is so delicious. And we just slice it, and you can either eat it on a sandwich or eat it just as by itself. But he's also going to be smoking, doing pulled pork. So he's bringing that, and I'm not used to that. So I'm thrilled.
Oh, absolutely. Well, now that's funny because I've got a son-in-law that has a smoker too, and Denise, we are very blessed. And he loves to do barbecue, but I'm gonna suggest the bologna. I've never heard
of you, Becky. It is just my favorite. It is. He does it whenever Wyatt's birthday. It's Vanessa's husband. Nessie will have us there for Wyatt's birthday in July, and Ben always smokes bologna, and it's one of my favorites. Like I said, it is just delicious. It's very rich, and anyway, yeah, have him try it.
I will, because, and I'm with you, Denise. There is not anything that really, you can't beat a good bologna sandwich.
Well, this does kick it up a notch.
And that just shows how much we are full of bologna, right?
We are full of bologna. I am with you on that.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna, and he loves, my son-in-law, Jared, loves a good challenge. So that will be something he loves, he loves smoking and doing that part, you know what I mean? So I will present that to him, and see where we can go with that. So
okay, you can let me know.
I'll give you a complete full update on that, okay? But I love that. Well, that's fun, and it's always fun to try the recipes, different recipes out, whenever. And we've had the blackberries and from the raspberries to the blueberries. So we've been really hitting a lot of berries lately. So, and a lot of them actually are kind of, drying up now from the blackberries and raspberries. And so they were kind of we had fun. I said we had fun in the sun. Remember the seasons.
Yeah.
The song, that's what I've been singing to them because they're going to be gone soon. And but anyway, so enjoy. I hope everyone's like you said, Denise. I want to wish you and your family, because we'll talk possibly before, but publicly, I want to wish you guys a safe and a happy 4th of July, and I know how much family means to you too, and get in there and just have a great time for sure.
Well, thanks, you too, Becky, and happy 4th of July to everyone out there, and we are so blessed to be here and be able to be on this program, and we have wonderful sponsors that allow this, and we're very grateful.
For sure. All right, Denise, we'll have a terrific Tuesday, and thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
It's called. I'd like to start out by saying thank you to everyone that voted us your best place to purchase appliances, furniture, and floor covering in Washington County for another year. At Bill Martin Store, we have so much more to offer our loyal customers. Not only do we carry a complete line of GE, Hot Point, and Speed Queen appliances, but also a full line of home furnishings as well. Beautiful, quality name brand furniture and living room suites, sectionals, recliners, dining room suite, bedroom suite, lamps, rest-on-it bedding made in the USA, and most furniture and bedding is made right here in southern Indiana. Bill Martin Store has a nice display of all your floor covering needs. Carpets, vinyls, tiles, laminates, and Somerset hardwood flooring. We offer you low prices, free home and business estimates, and professional installation by our own installer. Bill Martin Store offers you free delivery, free haul away, and our own professional service on what we sell. Janice, Tanya, and I will be happy to help you in selecting the perfect item for your home or business and stand behind you if you have a problem. Billy Martin Store has been serving southern Indiana and the metro Louisville area for 161 years and counting. As the 5th generation and Tanya the 6th of the Martin business, we would like to say thank you for all of your support year after year. Billy Martin Store is located in the heart of downtown Martinsburg, or feel free to call us at 967-3997 and we'll be glad to help you.
KCC dumpster rental for your cleaning projects is easy with KCC Disposal. If you are a homeowner and you're cleaning out your garage, or you're a business owner with a cleanup project, a rented dumpster can be the perfect solution. Everything can be tossed into one container, out of sight and out of mind. My dumpsters are rented up to 5 days. Just give KCC a call to get a quote and set up a time to get your dumpster delivered. Get rid of all this junk by calling KCC Dumpster Service at 812-946-0774. or message us at Kentuckiana Cat and Core on Facebook. Thank you for your business, and God bless.
It's starting to warm up outside, and Brad, you know what that means. Brad, what are you looking at?
Oh, I was looking at the grills.
What?
The grills are coming in, Becky. It's grilling season at Walmart. Check out our great selection of charcoal, gas, and pellet grills, and our selection of Blackstone griddles.
And after you've picked out the perfect grill, head on over to the produce and the meat department and get great deals on grilling vegetables and pick up the perfect combination of fish, seafood, pork, chicken, or steak to make that first great outdoor meal of the season.
And if you're starting that outdoor patio, Walmart has fire pits, gazebos, folding and plastic chairs, and all the landscaping, plants, mulch, and rock to make your special place a great summer to relax.
Flowers and garden plants are coming in every day, and we have everything you need to get your garden started right. Fertilizer, seeds, tools, and more.
And of course, if you're looking for professional outdoor power tools, Walmart carries a wide variety of Hart brand cordless push mowers, chainsaws, blowers, and hedge trimmers that all run off of powerful 20 and 40 volt batteries. They're made by Milwaukee and put the power to clean up around the house in your hands.
Hey, Brad, I'm going to need several carts.
Hey everybody, it's Brad from your local Salem Walmart. As most of you know, we are doing a remodel right now to refresh and give a new look to your very own local Salem Walmart. We appreciate all you customers being patient with us and just want to say bear with us, and come July, it's going to be an amazing new shopping experience for you all. And as always, we appreciate your business at your local Salem Walmart.
Hi, I'm Quinn Buckner, a proud member of the American Senior Communities Team. On the court, I've seen my fair share of victories, but as a nation, we now seek a victory through vaccination. Come on, give me a beat.
I took it. Of course I took it. The COVID vaccine may feel rushed, but is actually the result of focused collaborative work by experts. Safety steps have not been skipped. Give me a beat.
American Senior Communities, where caring people and teamwork make the difference.
Dr. Mindy Gunn invites you to her new high-tech office in Salem at 1350 South Jackson Street. Her office is a part of Dr. Brad Black's Eye Associates, regarded as one of the leading eye care centers in the United States. The combined practice eye doctors and surgeons have helped thousands of people enjoy better vision. Dr. Mindy Gunn is committed to excellence because the people from Kentuckiana turn to her for answers, and patients turn to Dr. Gunn for the best eye care treatment available. If you're experiencing vision problems or having problems with your current glasses or contacts, give her a call today at 812-896-1717. Dr. Mindy Gunn is seeing patients for the latest in advanced eye care. You can get glasses, contacts, or prescription sunglasses. Come visit Dr. Gunn at Dr. Black's Eye Associates in their new high-tech paperless office today. They are closed on Mondays, open Tuesday 9 to 6, Wednesday 8 to 5, Thursday 9 to 6, Friday 8 to 5, and every other Saturday 8 to noon. Most insurances are accepted and affordable payment options can be worked out with you. To schedule your next eye appointment, again, call 812-896-1717. You'll be glad you did, and she'll be glad to take care of your eyes.
Today, the resolution doesn't need approval from the Senate and could be voted on by the full House this week.
President Biden heads to Wisconsin is expected to cover
that the infrastructure deal would create good jobs and dramatically strengthen our economy. It's $1.2 trillion to fix roads and bridges, upgrade the power grid and railroads, improve public transit and drinking water.
A new poll says 60%
off on rickandbubba.com. New Albany, Jeff, and Clarksville's home for rock classics. 97.9 WSLM rocks.
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. You don't want the truth that's deep down in places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
You're listening to The Rick and Bubba Show, the two sexiest fat men alive. Yes, sir. Some good advice there. One of my top 5 movies of all time. Well, it's a Cook's Pest Control.